All right, you get email, I get email, tons and tons of communication going on. Now, your behavior is really important because as an email recipient, we're going to examine the breadcrumbs you leave yourself may just be the insight you need as a sender. So, more often than not, you have more than one email address. So, how many email addresses do you have? I have more than one. I have more than two. I have more than three. Uh, so, your recipients are probably in the same boat. So, do you have one for email subscriptions specifically? The email, because you don't want it clogging up your inbox, your real inbox. So you make this fake inbox and say, hey, yep, your freebie looks interesting, your opt-in looks interesting, I want free shipping, I want to save $5, whatever it is. Yep, fine, here's my email. This is my fake inbox over here. And then here's my real one over here. And what one do you need? Do you use when you need to actually open an account with a business? So for stuff that you are actually buying and using, what email address do you use for that? So if you subscribe to something like a food delivery service, or for myself, when I open my Kajabi account, yep, they got the real email address. When I have memberships, yes, they get the real email address. But how many emails are you receiving a day? How often are you checking those real one? We'll call it the penthouse email inbox, just so it matches our penthouse toolbar, or top shelf, as Chris said, where, yep, the important stuff is over here, and over here is kind of how I'm managing the noise and managing all this other stuff that, really doesn't, matter quite so much. So, of the emails that you are opening, that you are interacting with, that you're either, playing the, whatever the game is that we can play in Google, that if you, handle your inbox very quickly, you rack up all kinds of points, and they've kind of, they have gamified it. But let's look at those. Now, I am not going to go through every one of these in the video because this video would go on forever, and that is just silliness. So use the mind map, use the workbook. You know what actions you are taking for each of these. And yes, there are specific questions under each of these topics. So, you're ignoring them. Okay, well, they're going to go somewhere at some point, but, you're looking at them more than once. Replying, buying, registering for things, sharing things, deleting things. That's, actions for what we're doing when we're opening email. This one, which just popped up a few days ago, I thought was so appropriate because Kate is someone that I like her stuff. I really liked her book, Money and Love Story. I like watching how she and her husband Mike interact. It's really fun to see another couple that appears to be quirky, kind of like Chris and I are. But she ran for the month of January this Do Less experiment, which I thought was great. But guess what? I didn't sign up. It popped up in Facebook because the minute I signed up for her Do Less experiment, which sounds, great and wonderful, but it doesn't fit into my pedal planning for this year. I already, I've simplified. And so I knew what would happen after the fact is by doing less, I would be getting more emails. And to unsubscribe from them, and depending how she tags or segments me in Entreport, which is what I know she uses, it might take me a few unsubscribing attempts to actually get all the email out of my inbox. So while I see this and I think, that looks great, wonderful, we sign up and then boom, we've got clutter. And it's not necessarily a conversation. It is, we all know what it is. It is a sales funnel to the program that she will then release at the end of this, whatever that might be, which is totally fine, absolutely totally fine. But remember, we're looking at this from being on the receiving end. And it's why it's really important as a receiver that, and I'm going to do a little side point here, free is not always free. Free takes up your time. Free creates clutter. Free distracts you. This was very easy. Again, based on, working on simplifying for the previous month, knowing what my focus is for how I planned out my year for pedal planning, this has nothing to do with storytelling. That's the skill I'm learning right now. And so I don't need to subscribe. I don't need to sign up for this. By doing so, I make my life harder. So especially if you are, helping people, you want to make sure that when you do this, that how do you feel when suddenly you just get a ton of emails and then the whole reason you went in now is the whole reason you're going out? So just a little, I thought it was just fitting that it said a quick way to escape the tyranny of your inbox. And she's going to tell me to delete everything, but she's going to send me a lot of emails to tell me to delete all the stuff that is in my inbox. I just thought it was funny. Just something to think about. And here's some other ideas that I came up with for why I open the emails I do. Are you studying them? Are you copying them? Are you building up your copy bank? Are you saving them for a reason? Is there a follow-up involved? So really look at your own inbox behavior and feel the feelings, because your customers have those feelings. The people that you're having conversations with have those feelings. If I was, having a conversation with Kip or with Chris or one of my girlfriends, I very often put myself in their shoes. Let's look at this conversation from your point of view. Oh, okay, I could see how you would think that, or I could see how you would feel that. That's all we're doing. We're putting ourselves as a conversationalist, not just mass noise sender. As a true conversationalist, we're thinking about, when I'm on the receiving end, what feels really good to me? What do I really like? Now, if you're radically different than your customer base, then, shift and put yourself over there. But I know most of us have a lot in common with the people that we are exchanging our genius with. So that's what you're doing. You're putting yourself in their shoes. Now, the next video, we are going to get back over into our sender's shoes and really look at all the different people that we have conversations with and how, for some reason, all of a sudden changing a label makes us think we don't know how to do it anymore, which is totally not the case. So I'll see you on the next video. Any questions, early and often in the comments below. See you on the next one. Bye.